the more focused you are about your question, the more direct and the more pointed it is, the better the reflection of answer, and the energy within you makes a big difference. And place that red energy 30 feet in the ground, and let that energy be a two-way street. Red energy into the earth, all of your anxiety, nervousness into the earth, and let return the neutral energy of the earth.
Okay. Why I have fickle mind? Sometimes it bothers me a lot. It becomes very difficult for me to decide one thing. I want it and I don't want it at the same time, and I get frustrated. So what is the reason of having this fickle mind? What it tells me and where it comes from?
Yes, what it tells you is that you cannot make up your mind, but what it is a pulling from one consciousness and the other. There are many energies within each and every one of you. There is the feminine energy, the masculine energy, the positive energy in the perception or definition of humans, the negative energy, the type 1, the type 2, and we can continue this list forever. So what we will tell you is that within yourself, these two energies are playing, pulling upon yourself. Your continued frustration about both of the sides of the energy is what continuing you to create the same situation over and over. What we can tell you is if your desire is to truly pull to one side or the next, we would not highly suggest this. We highly suggest that instead of fighting the energies within yourself, find which one tends to feel more correct. Right now, you're processing your emotional complex and your logical complex. Both of these are such different energies within you, and then your masculine, feminine energy fight will also come into play. Your desire to nurture and to help others is very deep within your own consciousness. What you can do is try to nurture yourself by finding what of the two answers is most fitting for the overall energy of myself, not just the portion of me that likes this or the portion of me that needs this. It is the portion of yourself that your true essence lies within. And we understand confusion is a great part of separating yourself from Creator Source. It gives you the illusion that you cannot find what you are or who you are. When you are digging more deeply within yourself, using meditative and breathing tools, you will find that this tug-of-war game that you have started, you are pulling upon both sides. You can always win by letting go of the rope. And we thank you.
I am really fascinated with my past life history. And I'm searching for an answer here. I was at an event, it was a Galactic event, and a woman approached me. She's considered to be a contact, and she's with Off-World. So she was a pretty strong person that approached me, and she told me that we lived in Egypt together in the Temple of Isis, and we were goddesses together. And so I've also been told that from other people that did past lives with me that they saw me in robes with jewels and precious stones that I worked with, and I have such a fascination for the precious stones and the crystals, and I just wondered if that's really true, or did I have any sort of past life connection in that temple, and if so, what was my job, or what did I do?
Yes, let us answer this the most simple way that we are able to. It is correct and it is also incorrect. Her perception of what your previous incarnation was is the one that she is most directly and energetically linked to in this moment. But the one that you are connected to in this moment is not the same incarnation. Most of you perceive that past lives are past lives, that they are something that are finite, something that can be tangible, something that can be within reach if you were to be able to traverse time. But what we are telling you is past lives have nothing to do with past or future. It has nothing to do with one set thing that is now causing things within your incarnation. What it truly is is an energy of presence, of probabilities that you are linking to that moment. There are 1 trillion probable paths of yourself in one area at one point. They are literally infinite, but we are trying to make an example for you. And in these 1 trillion, all of them but 5 are placing you in an advantageous example. One where you are in advantage of all things around you, and ones that you are above where you believe that you could be in the past. Now all of them but 5 are very negative. All of them but the 5 are very bad for you. So when you are in your energy, in the now of a negative perception, you can link to all of the other ones that are negative. But when your perception and thoughts, similar to those that are being played out in to 5 of the trillion that are positive, any attribute, whether it is thought or consciousness, it will reconnect you to those incarnations. But the probabilities are endless. We've expressed concepts and shared with many entities what twin soul is. And what twin soul is a mitosis version of your oversoul. It is an oversoul that has divided itself in the mitosis state in order to give all probabilities to any one given entity within an oversoul. If you yourself, as the fractal that you understand yourself to be, desire to make a change in your incarnation, it would come from your twin soul. The twin soul carries an exact copy, fractal consciousness of you within itself. But within this energy's prowess, instead of going through the day-to-day, making decisions and changing, its only function is to change your own vibration into whatever probability that you desire next. Your past lives, your future incarnations are connected to you in the same way. Through your own twin soul, your past and present and future are swapped out. And the way it swaps out is very dependent on your own decisions, your own vibration in each moment. If you decide that you desire to have nothing more but giving away money to all people so that they may eat, this will change in your twin soul. But when you desire to take all the food back, then this probability will be shifted because of your conscious thought. It will be changed because of your conscious decision. It will change because your vibration of being one who feeds instead of one who takes food will dictate the change within the twin soul. Therefore, all of your previous incarnations that have anything to do with feeding others or taking food away will be prominent only in that moment. But when you jump to another subject altogether, those lives will not even be present because of your twin soul's desire to connect or not to connect to an energy that is previous or past. So when you are asking the questions of yourself being in the same previous incarnation, the answer is as simple as yes and no. This is the simplest way that we can convey this concept.
So really this fascination I have with my past life, it really doesn't really benefit me much at all. Just to know I should leave that alone and just continue manifesting and co-creating where I'm at and work with the energies. I just got my answer there. So, and I just, for everybody in the room, the last time we had a session about a week or so ago, I had asked you about opening up my third eye so I could see more.
Yes.
And you spoke of an upside down pyramid, and I didn't quite understand what that was. Maybe you could share with everyone.
Yes, first of all, let us connect your concept. What we are saying is it is not beneficial to look into your past incarnations. If there is an excitement there, then it is highly beneficial. When you are connecting to a previous incarnation that gives you insight about who and what you are, in this day, it can be beneficial. It can also be beneficial if you are excited to explore that concept. So we are not saying that it does not matter, that you should disconnect from it. What we are saying is that there are so many probabilities of what you can and could be, and there are so many probabilities of what once you were, and what you are achieving to be, that literally a decision in any moment can dictate your pace to or from there. And when you are connecting to yet another entity's energy and looking forward into their energy, the probabilities again become staggering. A two-person co-creative energy looking backwards into previous incarnations can be very difficult to align. If your desire is to align them, then by all means explore this process as thoroughly as need be.
It's just the experienced realization that, you know, sometimes I'm awake and then I go to sleep and I disappear and then I come back, or I meditate and I go into this state and my sense of self disappears, and then, you know, it seems like 5 minutes later, but maybe it's an hour or 2 hours later and I'm back again. And, you know, and then there's this sense of past lives, and I know just enough about a previous life to have an understanding of how it's affecting me now, but no real detail. And this feeling of being broken up makes me feel like my existence is less altogether because of all this broken. I'm only aware of parts of myself and not the whole. And
yes. What we can tell you of this is when you are looking at these concepts, you are seeing something that is not whole, but the experience in itself is what is whole. You are not perceiving the experience to be the experience. Let us tell you, for example, when you are walking upon the street, you are seeing many things at once. But when you are running down the street, you are seeing much less. And when you are doing this, there is a creation of understanding what and where your desired attention must be upon. When you are taking your attention, you are placing it on certain things. In your mind, you have no conscious control of where your concentration is going to be. But if your desire is to concentrate more upon the things that your desire is, it is not the continuity of consciousness that is at fault in this situation. What it is the human condition allows consciousness to be scattered amongst things that they do not prefer. When you are experiencing things you do not prefer, you are placing a great amount of energy within them. You are placing frustration, anger, hatred, or even happiness when it comes to seeing someone who has wronged you fail. And when you are experiencing, placing your energy into all the things that your preference does not connect to, then what you are doing is creating more so of the scattering to exist within your own manifestation capability. So what we can tell you is of all of these things that preference does not connect to you, try to disassociate yourself with and concentrate your own consciousness upon the things that it does. And we understand that this in your daily existence will be helpful, but when you are doing this and living a full vibration of happiness, a full vibrational quality that is lined with your own specific excitements, it will allow openings of doors. It allows the door to open to the experiences that you do not believe are possible to acquire. For instance, your perception of previous incarnations that have affected you in different ways, your desire is to know more. When you begin to live your life in a full vibration of excitedness or happiness, those doors will open. There will be a reason to see them. But the funny thing is that when you are looking into your previous incarnation in your daily existence is that of happiness and belief, then what you are now facing is a previous life that is no longer there. That life that disconnected you, that life that made you feel as if you are not connected in each moment, will no longer be there to perceive. Because you have changed your vibrational wholly, there is nothing in your past or previous incarnations that can connect to your energy of disappointment or anger or frustration. So then you will not need to see those incarnations because there is nothing there to connect to make your incarnation difficult. This makes sense.